I wanted to put this video or this live stream together today because with the new Chase Sapphire Reserve giving this edit credit, these premium luxury hotel credits like the American Express, and technically you could argue for the Venture X. I kind of just wanted to, throw that out all in the open. The only one that really does it out in the open is the American Express portal. If you just type in Amex Travel, you should be able to see those FHR prices, but that's not the case for like Capital One with the Venture X and with Chase. So since I have all three right now, well, not the American Express, but I do have the Capital One and I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So I figured, let's go through all these properties and see, is there actually a price difference? Is the Chase travel portal actually upcharging people $250 to, kind of get that credit back? So we'll see. And I pulled up a bunch of different portals, and throw your hotels and cities in the chat along with the dates, and we'll also go through them. I have a couple in the community post, so we'll also go through that. So right now I put just a sample. One of the favorite cities that I like to travel to is Atlanta, and I pulled them up on all these different travel portals, even Google Hotels, some of the cheapest hotels you can find on the internet, right? So with the Chase edit in Atlanta for this weekend, because I was a little bit looking at this weekend because I have to use that travel credit before the second half of the year, right? I don't want to lose out on that 250. So some of the edit collections in Atlanta is this Ritz Carlton. It's not too bad, $324 a night. However, with the edit credit, you have to book 2 nights, so that's a little bit of a pain in the butt. But with taxes and fees, it comes out to about 378, so almost $800 for 2 days. So your $250 credit isn't getting too far. Some of these other hotels too. The Fourth Hotel is also in the edit collection, also kind of pretty expensive. Four Seasons, $651, and that's per night, and that's before taxes and fees. And we got the St. Regis at basically the price of rent. If you stay there 2 nights, you would be able to pay my mortgage. And then you got the Thompson Hotel at 324, and this is actually the cheapest property I've ever seen in almost any luxury hotel portal booking site. Is this Hotel Coley, I believe it's called. It's an autograph collection in Marriott's portfolio, $187. So with that Chase credit, it actually gets pretty far. 178 taxes and fees is all about $219. So that's $400 for 40 for the 2 nights. Your 250, it gets you a decent amount. Maybe you have to pay like an extra 100 out of pocket. Nobu Hotel, $300 a night, and that was all the selection for the Chase travel portal. And then right here, you got the Capital One. They don't have too many options. They only have this Nobu property, which is 393, and then the Intercontinental, which the Chase Edit portal didn't have, I believe. However, the Chase portal did have the Nobu. So the Nobu on the Chase portal is actually $300 a night with a 350 total, compared to Capital One's portal, which is $393. So I hear a lot that Chase is upcharging, but that may not be the case, especially comparing it to the Capital One portal. And then we got the FHR and the American Express. Thompson Hotel, $716 a night, so pretty expensive. Comparing that to Chase, Chase is actually fairly cheap. And these are all the same days, all the same time. So it's kind of surprising. $378 compared to, if you wanted to book that on FHR, that's $716 a night. That's kind of crazy. Waldorf is 465, St. Regis $1,202, the Ritz Carlton 377, Lowe's, which I've actually heard a lot of bad things about this property. Maybe you don't want to stay there. 307, and Intercontinental 418, Whitley 307, and Four Seasons 753. The Nobu Hotel is still more expensive than the Chase Travel Portal at $502. The fourth hotel is 401, which is also still more expensive than the Chase portals. So there might not actually be that much to complain about with the Chase travel credits. Otherwise, on MasterCard, we got the Ritz Carlton at $378 and the W, which is 238. And also, these properties where it says luxury hotels and resorts do come with that free breakfast and that amenity credit. With Visa, we got the Grand Hyatt, which I don't believe any of the other portals have, so that's pretty surprising at $200. The Waldorf at 525. Hyatt Centric, which I've stayed there before. It's okay property, but even better, you can get like a free breakfast and amenity credit. $189. Almost kind of pays for itself, depending on how you think about it. And Intercontinental at 319. So those are kind of the price differences between the different portals. All right, so we got Chad Money Minutes in the chat. Hey, been a while. I haven't talked to you actually in a while. Actually, Daniel Turner. Hey, yeah, Daniel, you were looking through a lot of the different options for these websites, so really appreciate you throwing that out there. Uh, Doing a staycation in DC. You know, DC is another area that is actually pretty good value, I've noticed, with these luxury hotel properties. Uh, Real quick, Anthony asked if the Waldorf is on there. So the Waldorf is on the Visa at 525. MasterCard, they don't have the Waldorf. This is American Express Fine Hotels. Let's see. Yep. Waldorf at 465. So it's actually cheaper than the Visa portal booking, American Express. And Capital One, nope, there's no option for the Waldorf. And for Chase, Ritz Carlton, Four Seasons, St. Regis, Thompson, Tocoli. Nope. So it seems like the only ones that have the Waldorf, Anthony, is the Fine Hotels and Resort through American Express and the Visa Infinite collection. So that's pretty interesting. I think I've noticed, of course, this is just one city. We haven't gone through, that many right now. I kind of noticed that American Express actually has a really decent portfolio with these luxury hotel bookings. So it's pretty interesting. Real quick, let's look at DC. I see you, Mike. San Antonio, New Kempton. We'll check that right in a bit after we go after DC. DC has a lot of sweet spots. If you want to use that travel credit, you only have like $200, $250. Yeah, so let's see. For the same nights, we'll do the June 28th and June 29th for you all trying to use the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit before the end of the first half of the year. I definitely am. I'm trying to see if I can book something without getting the card. So, I applied for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Well, my wife did, and she got approved. We still don't have the card yet, so we're just kind of waiting. And I don't think you can book anything unless you have the physical card numbers. So it's gonna suck if they actually ship it out like July 1st. Then we'll totally not be able to use those benefits. So this is Washington D.C. Washington, D.C. Huh. I know some of the travel portals, especially the MasterCard and Visa, are a little bit iffy. Some of them, if you're trying to look for Washington D.C., you have to type into District of Columbia. Washington. Oh yeah, this is Gondola. So this is almost like booking direct, but if you use Gondola to book, I believe the first time you're getting a $50 credit, which is pretty nice, and from then on, you'll be getting 3% back. Now, if you do your first month, you'll be getting 5% back for that first month, and if you do 3 stays, you'll get 5% back for all your hotel bookings for the rest of the year. So pretty insane value. And it's direct. You'll earn your like Hilton points, your Hyatt points, and earn your credit card points. So it's pretty powerful. Washington. All right. We got everything pulled up. So these are the luxury properties in Washington, D.C. So on the Chase Travel Portal, we got the Jefferson at 503 a night, and with total taxes and fees, because that'll get you at some of these properties, of $574. The Softel is 233 with a total of $266. St. Regis, $436 at total 497. Williards, total 527. Hay Adams, 703. Four Seasons. I've always wanted to stay at this Four Seasons. A lot of ambassadors actually go there, and a lot of important events happen here. But it's constantly always $1,000 a night. I don't know. Maybe with points. I mean, 55,000 points. That's not too bad. With the point boost. DuPont Circle, 266. The Intercontinental Washington, D.C. at the Wharf, 526. The Ritz-Carlton in Pentagon City, 342. And the Ritz-Carlton in DC. And this is, I believe it's in Tyson Corner. Some people's complain about this property, but usually on FHR from so some of the times that I was trying to use that FHR credit, it got really close to that $200. So I was like, it's a Ritz-Carlton. How bad can it be? So it's not too bad. Let me see if there's any more. Oh, there's actually a couple more in DC. So you got the Watergate Hotel. I've stayed at this before under FHR. It's pretty not that bad price. Right here, $283. Total 366. The Salamander, which is a high-end property, 406, and the Ritz-Carlton in Georgetown, 787. The Line, DC, $710. The Riggs, 277. Pretty close to that 250. Of course, you have to stay. Oh my God, you have to stay the 2 nights to use your edit credit. So it's more like $500. So you'll be paying $250 out of pocket, but it's pretty close. The Pendry, I stayed here. I wouldn't recommend staying here. It's kind of the lobby's really small. 624. That's it. So it's still, quite a bit of properties on the Chase Edit. A lot of small properties, a lot of big properties. Looking through the chat. Anthony, MasterCard doesn't have the Waldorf. Yeah. All right. So the Capital One Travel Portal. So we got the Pendry also on the Capital One Travel Portal at $525 a night, 566. So on Chase's, it's $624. So on Chase's travel portal is actually more expensive than the Capital One travel portal, just by 60 bucks. The Rigs, which is 239, and on the Chase travel portal it's 277. So it's not too much different. Of course, the Capital One travel portal, which is a little bit cheaper. I wonder if it's because Capital One has more partnerships within the DC area, because Capital One's headquarters, if you didn't know this, Capital One's headquarters is in Virginia, just like 30 minutes away from central DC. The Williard Intercontinental Washington, D.C. by IHG, and that's $349 a night, or $384 total taxes and fees. Just 3 properties too, which is kind of strange. I thought there was a little bit more the last time I checked, but I guess not. It could be the days with these luxury property bookings that you don't know if you never booked these before. Sometimes it just is the days. They just will have blackout days, or maybe the hotel sold out. They just won't appear. So this is the American Express FHR, the Park Hyatt at $312 a night, so not too bad. The Waldorf Astoria, Anthony's second favorite property now, at $713. The Pendry, pretty expensive, $941. I believe on Chase's travel portal is a lot cheaper. Yeah. So this is Chase's travel portal, $624 total per night, compared to the American Express portal, which is charging you $941 a night. Pretty crazy. The Jefferson. The Jefferson is on the American Express travel portal is $800 Sorry, not 800, $487 a night. And the Salamander, 341, which let me see how it is on the Chase. A lot of these actually are comparable to Chase. $406. So American Express is actually cheaper for the Salamander. The Hay Adams, which is right across from DC, so if you ever, not DC, from the White House. So if you ever wanted this like a perfect view of the White House, they have a rooftop up there, and it's directly across from the White House. A lot of people actually had their wedding venues over there, so it's a pretty cool, really good property. Conrad, a lot of people who use the FHR credit stay here. $520 a night. Rosewood, $778. Four Seasons Hotel in DC, $1,113. The Ritz Carlton in Washington D.C., which is 578. I remember seeing it. Yeah, 579. So it's just like $1 off, I believe. Yeah, a little bit cheaper on American Express by $1. Ritz Carlton in Tyson's Corner, $337. St. Regis, $497. And the Williard Intercontinental at $439. Compared to MasterCard, I remember, yeah, there's a lot of properties on MasterCard. Um, you got the St. Regis at $497 total. Hay Adams, which is that property across from the White House, like directly across, you could see it. It's 706 for the total. Jefferson's 573. The Eden, 230 $230. Park Hyatt, 312. Let's see what it was on the American Expresses. Yeah, 312. So it's exactly the same. Pendry, $650 a night, which is actually so. American Express, I remember, charged it quite a bit, so almost $1,000. But then Chase charged it also around what Mastercard was charging it, I believe. Huh? Where is it? Yeah, 624. Oh, okay. So Chase's travel portal is actually cheaper than Mastercard a little bit for that night. Thompson, Washington D.C. So I've actually stayed this at this hotel with my best buddies, Anthony Venture and CJ. So I'm kind of surprised that it even has like benefits for this hotel. It's 322 on Mastercard, and the Westin in Arlington, $187, which is pretty crazy. $187, and you still get all the hotel benefits. You get all the breakfast credits. Pretty, crazy. I did know that this one, though, if you ever wanted to look on the news for fun, I know this one got in trouble recently because they were charging fees that Marriott didn't know they were charging, I believe, and didn't really give them that much benefit. So I believe a news reporter went to this Westin, did a report on it, and they got in trouble for charging all these resort fees, which I don't blame them. They're getting kind of insane. It's like, what do we even get with these resort fees? And they're like free 2 bottles of water, and I'm like, isn't that standard for the hotels? For luxury hotels in Washington, D.C., in the Visa collection is the Fairmont at 299, Park Hyatt 269, which I believe is a lot cheaper than American Express's travel portal at $312. So the Visa Infinite collection 264 69, so about like $40 cheaper. Pretty insane. The Willier Intercontinental at 419. Conrad 449, Waldorf Astoria 539, and the Intercontinental in the Wharf is 509. And here are some of the prices if you were to book direct or through what is this name? Gondola. Conrad. So we were looking at some of those Conrads. 449 on Gondola. It's $422. Total for the night is 489. So it's actually pretty comparable to direct. Yeah, it's pretty comparable to direct. So it's pretty impressive. Watergate is also comparable to direct. It's two with the totals on the bottom here. $291. What was it on Chase? It was 366, so it's actually a little bit, quite a bit cheaper to book it direct compared to some of these travel portals. All right. So what are you guys saying in the chat? Boop, boop, boop. All right. So we have to look at San Antonio next. Overlay. There we go. Older. Doesn't have any MasterCards, no. I'm curious on the Thompson, Anthony says. Where I'm curious on the Thompson in Savannah. I booked it through FHR for $270 after taxes. Destination fee on January 1st. I was wondering what the prices are on the other portals. All right, so I need to get a little notepad. Let me see. Notepad. So we need to do San Antonio. I can't spell. I don't know if you all can see this, but it's a little notepad here. I can't spell, so forgive me. Savannah. All right, I'll check them out. Hey Caesar, what's going on? Mr. Anthony's free PP venture. Yep, he loves my PP. I live in the war. I live at the Waldorf for 4 months. Jeez, that's crazy. Can you imagine how many free nights and how many points you have after staying there for 4 nights? That's wow. And just the service. Like, can you imagine you can just order whatever you want? Some of those properties even have butler service. Did you get a butler service? So Caesar's checked it. So Denver, DC, and Las Vegas is pretty good for that. I know Las Vegas, you're trying to get really close to that credit. Las Vegas is actually a pretty good spot. A lot of the hotels very close to that $200 mark. Oh, never mind. I was confused with the Red Roof Inn. That's where I lived in. There was a like an inn motel property that I was driving by, and I don't know. I just never thought about it. It was they just had like a bunch of lawn chairs. I'm like, really? A lot of people are staying there, enough to have the lawn chairs. But I guess so. I mean, buying a house now is kind of crazy. Getting approved. Prices now really expensive. And a lot of people don't take care of their credit score, so a lot of people can't get apartments. Even if they can get apartments, maybe they don't pass background checks. So I never really thought about it until I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, some people do live out of hotels. I just booked. Oh, JJ just booked a 2-day room at the MGM Park with Hyatt. Just over $400 for the 2 days. That's pretty crazy. So, just how much is that out of pocket? $150. Not too bad. Oh, Anthony, when you're getting on the CSR boat. Yeah, Anthony, when you get on the CSR boat, you're gonna apply. Have you done any international compressions? No, I haven't done any. No, I haven't done any international comparisons yet. So if you have any suggestions for cities, definitely leave them in the chat. Davo, what's the infamous corner room at the Waldorf Astoria in DC? I don't really know. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not the corner room, but when Anthony was staying there with CJ, I went into the Waldorf Astoria, tried to look in all the little rooms, and there's just this room. I believe it's like all like historical memorabilia or something like that, and it's like all Lincoln stuff. They left the door open, so we just kind of walked in. So I honestly don't know. Yeah, man, Anthony, he's my best friend. Yeah, right. So Daniel Turner was the one who wanted to look at some properties in DC, and there are quite a bit of properties in DC on the edit collection. It's pretty cool. All right. So what city do we have next? Oh, QC man coming on with that 2 spot. Appreciate it. What'd you say? Pair characters doing a Sheikah sign with. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what. Do I have to type that in? Let's see. What are you talking about, QC man? Peer character doing a. This better not be I better not get kicked off of YouTube after typing this in, man. Oh, okay. I've never heard that before. That's funny. Shake us. I never knew what this was. For some reason, when I ever see someone doing this, I'm like, they're doing Spider-Man or something. I don't know. I'm not cultured. All right. So one of the next cities that we're gonna go through, well, I don't the notes don't work. One of the next cities I believe was San Antonio. Mike Newland is going during when? When were you going, Mike? Kimpton. So, excuse me. This is new software for me, so it's a little bit confusing. San Antonio, Texas. I'm assuming. New Kimpton opened up this month. All right. Let's see. This month, maybe because it opened up this month. Well, let me try. So June 28th, June 29th on San Antonio, Texas, and we're gonna be searching for that Kimpton. Looks pretty nice. I don't know if so it comes out sometimes. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but it comes out sometimes. The Kimpton will have these secret passwords that they'll post on X or Twitter, whichever you want to call it. And you say it during check-in, they'll usually bring out a wheel or bring you a special gift. So definitely make sure and check before checking into this hotel if you have the Kimpton secret password. Just to get some extra benefits. Yeah, but it's a pretty cool property. Pretty nice. I notice IHG hotels are kind of weird with their decoration. But yeah, it's not too bad of a property. So let's see how these compare across the portals. So this one, Kimpton, San Antonio, at $285. That's not bad. That's not bad, Mike. So San Antonio. While that's loading, I'll just type them in real quick. How do you spell that? Antonio. San All right, so this is Gondola. Again, you get 3% back for all your hotel bookings. Pretty cool. So let's see, where is that? And it's usually direct pricing, and you can get your points and everything, even though you're still getting that 3%. San Antonio, Kimpton. Maybe it's not on here. Let's see. San Antonio, Kimpton. All right, so you book this property direct, not on Expedia. I don't know how you all feel about Expedia, but when I was growing up, I booked my mom booked a lot of hotels through Expedia, and she would only book two people because she saw that when you were booking like for three or four people, she always saw that the hotel prices were higher. But I don't think she realized that she was paying for the two bedroom like rooms instead of just like the one king. And I think she was kind of like comparing the prices wrong, but I don't know. And also Expedia. I remember staying at these hotels using Expedia. If anything went wrong with the room, they were more or less like, screw you, you're staying in that room. I remember one of the toilets flooded when I was staying in New Jersey, and the toilets flooded and all the water was coming out. They fixed it, but we're like, hey, can we get another room? And they're like, you booked through using Expedia, right? And my mom was like, yeah. And they're like, well, sorry, with your booking price, we can't do anything with your room. You're just gonna have to stay in that room. And they put like a gigantic fan in there to make sure that the water dried off and everything. But it was just so annoying. I remember after that, I was like, when I get older, when I'm big boy, uh, when I'm no longer going to be booking on these like Expedia hotel websites if I can help it, especially if it's not that much more compared to booking direct, because you have some of the one of the best experiences when booking direct. If anything goes wrong, as long as the hotel is not sold out, they'll do like everything for you. So this property that you're wanting to stay at, Mike, I don't think you set a date, so we'll just look at it on these dates. It's 309, so that's the direct price booking on Visa. Let's see if it's even on there because it may not be. Now, unfortunately, on Visa, we don't have that Kimpton property. For MasterCard, we also don't have that Kimpton property. They have this Grand Hyatt, though, 366, and this St. Anthony, hey, a luxury collection hotels at 306. And then for American Express, let's see, there's that one hotel, but that Kimpton we're looking for in the St. Anthony. When they have a Thompson Intercontinental, but they don't have that Kimpton with FHR. Now that's one thing. If it is a new hotel, sometimes they'll work out these partnerships, but most of the time you have to kind of be let into a lot of these partnerships, or these hotels want to get in. So it could be that. But if you book it on American Express, it's 306. So compared to booking it direct, it's about the same. So 309, 306, about the same. Actually, yeah, that's total taxes and fees. I was like, wait, hold on a minute. $237. That's real quick. This is a side tangent, but real quick. You know how it says 237 right here and it doesn't show you the total? Usually when you're booking direct to, it will show you this total. Maybe that's not the total price because we're not like clicking into it. But this Expedia at 259, that's usually just like the hotel cost. That's not showing like the taxes and fees. So even though Expedia looks like it's almost like $40 cheaper compared to booking it direct, by the end of it, it may not be cheaper. It's almost like flying on Spirit or Frontier. It looks like it's cheaper, but if you need anything, if you need a seatbelt, napkins, if you need like carry on, you're almost paying the same price as a Delta ticket, a United ticket, American Airlines ticket. So definitely make sure you're seeing the best value and the total price of everything, not just the upfront price that they show on the online. All right, so let's see that Kimpton. Hey, there's a couple extra properties on the Capital One portal in San Antonio. It's pretty cool. I like this one, the resort spa. It's pretty nice. The rooms are kind of old, but some of these old rooms are actually really nice. So I stayed at the Park Hyatt, which is an FHR property in Beaver Creek, Colorado, and it was a really old property. It looked like kind of dingy, kind of whatever, but when you actually went in that room, you're like, wow, this is like really nice quality. Hotel Emma at Pearl Intercontinental. Yeah, we don't have that Kimpton anywhere, I believe, Mike. Oh well, the Chase edit has it. So if you're really wanting that Chase Sapphire Reserve, that may be the pushing point when why you would get that card, because you want to stay at this Kimpton at 285 a night. So at least that credit will cover one of your nights. But since you have to book two, I guess you have to pay the extra. Well, after taxes and fees, extra. What is it? $350 or something like that. Well, not 350, 450. But yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, wow. Okay, so the Chase Edit program is actually pretty impressive a little bit. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you want to stay at, because they have these boutique properties on the Chase Edit compared to the Capital One and then the FHR, which FHR has a lot more properties. I guess it really depends on where you want to stay at, right? All right. So let's go back through the chat real quick. What are you all saying? Everything nice, right? Melbourne or Sydney? Yeah, we can go through that. We'll go through Savannah and then we'll go through the Melbourne and Sydney. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. It's just describing what the pair is doing in the GIF. Huh. I've never seen that GIF or JPEG or whatever. JPEG, GIF, what? I don't know. So far, the edit. So QC Man said, so far the edit has been overpriced, like everyone's saying. You know what? It's actually not that bad. It really depends on where you want to stay. Compared to the FHR, it's actually sometimes cheaper with the Chase Edit collection compared to FHR and some of these other portals. But that's per property. It seems like some of the edit properties are more expensive, some of them aren't. So definitely take note of that. Tokyo, yeah, we can go over Tokyo. Hey, David. Good morning. Good morning. It's nighttime, man. Tokyo. All right. I'm gonna have to write this down somewhere. I don't have a paper or pen. So we're going after Savannah, Melbourne, Sydney, and Tokyo. Yeah, we can. Definitely Tokyo is a really popular option. Tokyo. Anthony said let him backstage, so I don't know. How do I? Okay, no. Oh no. Ooh, give me 1 second. Let me. So Anthony's trying to join. I don't know how to put him in here. Restream. All right. Well, Anthony says that he's coughing a bit, so we'll just continue on. I don't know how to use this program, so the new program I'm using is Restream. I don't know. I don't know how it works. So Tokyo, just Ian. This guy's always looking to get in the back door. Yeah, man. They shouldn't even be hiding this stuff. Like American Express makes this stuff public. You have like basically any Mastercard, you can see that. Visa kind of hides it. If you have a Visa signature, you can kind of look through it like without like having a Visa Infinite. But you know, if you want to see the actual Visa Infinite benefits, you'll have to get a Visa Infinite card, which is a pain in the butt. But Capital One, Chase, why do you hide it? Like, what's there to hide? Kimpton is the best. JC, yeah. I've heard really good things about it. I personally haven't stayed in there yet, but I'm excited to one day be able to stay there. I really want to do that secret password and see what I'll get. Don't give it QC mean. Don't give any seatbelt, Spirit Airlines any seatbelt fee ideas. Do you know? So Yorks. Do you know if you can get the sign up bonus on the Chase Sapphire Preferred Business if you already have the Sapphire Preferred? So I'm actually not too sure on the Sapphire Reserve business rules. So if you all know, please let me know. I haven't looked into too many of the rules about it. Garcia. All right. Anthony wants to see Garcia Lake, so I'll put that on the list. Or I don't even know what I mean. Garda. Hey man. Yo, Cabby, just trying to say hi. Thanks for making a decision on my setup of the cars and getting art and CSR soon, man. Yeah, no problem. Definitely let me know how that application goes. Best friend also has the same last name. Yeah, of course. We're best friends with everyone. QC man. So, have you been able to use the half credit years on your CSR as of yet, or are you still waiting for the card to be delivered? I know there will be at least unboxing short to follow. Yes, for sure, unboxing short. So I was looking a little bit into the credits, but for today, this morning, I was actually looking at a lot of these portals because a lot of people have been complaining about overpricing, and I wanted to kind of just see if it was true, but Um, I've looked into a little bit. I really want to, for sure, 100%. I'm going on the weekend to use those dining credits in Nashville. As for the hotel credit and I believe the StubHub credit, I don't have any real plans on using it yet. For the hotel credit, I believe I do have to have the physical card to be able to use it. So that kind of sucks. I believe also StubHub as well. Hey, Luke, what's going on? You know what? So Ian, the hey man on the front of the shirt, very powerful. On the back, gold card on the sleeve. All right, all right, all right. So let's go over some of these other cities real quick. Um, so we got Savannah, and this is in Savannah, Georgia. Let's see what our options are. Am I spelling this right? Savannah. No, yeah. There we go. For the same dates, June 28th, June 29th. And remember, these are only 1 day bookings. With the Chase Edit credit, you do have to book 2 nights. So it's definitely kind of tough. I really think, and I talked to Anthony about this, I really think that they Chase kind of learned from American Express and learn kind of that we like to gain the credit. And just that booking 1 night and then like booking a separate night and also getting the $100 and booking another night. But American Express is like, all right, none of this crap. You at least have to stay somewhere else than people bouncing back and forth from the two same hotels just to get that $100 credit. Which I don't blame you. These are expensive hotels. Why not? If you can get the maximum, right? But I think with Chase, maybe they learned. Maybe it's just what they wanted to do. But I think they learned from the American Express Fine Hotels and Resort that they have to get people to book 2 nights because they don't want to give that much amenity credit for these hotels. Plus, also the credit. If you're just covering the credit, it's not going to make Chase money, right? Uh, you're going to be forced to book at least another night, and more likely going to be out of pocket. So gondola. And before we go into this, I'm going to get a sip of water. All right, we got all these properties pulled up. All right, so on the Chase Travel Portal, we got on the Edit portal, the Edit credit, the Perry Lane Hotels, a luxury hotel collection in Savannah, $618 a night, pretty expensive. $743. We got the Thompson Savannah, which I know Anthony Venture has stayed there before, 509, and the Hotel Bardo Savannah, which is $793, and that's all that is in Savannah, Georgia, for the Edit properties, the Chase portal. Pretty expensive. If you want to stay 2 nights, it's almost $1,000. These are definitely over the almost $1,500. For the Capital One portal, we got only two, so not too many options. We got the Pomelo Bluff, $720 a night, and the Hotel Bardo, which is $599. Hotel Bardo, wasn't it? Yeah. So on Chase's travel portal, it's $793, but on the Capital One travel portal, it's only $599. So $600 compared to almost $800. So $200 upcharge on the Chase travel portal. So you can see kind of up pricing from there. What is it? Montage? Was it here? No. All right. So we got the Hotel Bardo, whatever. $652 a night. So on the Chase, it's $599. Wow. Okay. So American Express actually beats both of those portals at $50 over Chase. So $652 compared to $599. Pretty interesting. Perry Lane Hotels, 743. Perry Lane, I believe on the Chase Travel Portal, 743. So that's actually exactly the same. So pretty interesting. And Montage Bluff, whatever, $794. Where was it? And Chase's? Yeah. So FHR actually has all of Capital One's hotels. So on Capital One, it's $720. FHR 794. So Capital One actually beats out American Express in that pricing. The Thompson Savannah 509, I believe it was on the Chase Travel Portal, also at 509. So pretty comparable. Oops. And I don't know if you all know this, but if you watch Anthony Venture's video, at the Thompson Savannah, they also have a Tesla Model X that will take you wherever you want to go within a 2 to 3 mile radius, and they'll pick you up. It's kind of interesting conversation that I had with Anthony actually. So with these hotels, if you never taken them, there's some of these luxury hotels, they'll have like a car service, and most of the time, these car services they're given, these are usually free cars given by like dealerships, so that you're expecting these high class people to buy your car because they've sat in it and enjoyed themselves. um so these car services, they'll take you usually only like 2 or 3 miles wherever you want to go from the hotel. So Anthony actually thought that these car services would drop you off and pick you back up every single time. But I actually told him, I'm like, that's not the case. Most of the time, when I do these car services, other than at Thompson hotels, they won't pick you back up. They're like, hey, we'll take you to where you want to go within that 3 mile radius, but you have to figure out your own way to come back. So thought it was really interesting. First impressions, you kind of think that's how it works. So 509 on the Thompson, 509 on the Chase and American Express, exactly the same. The Inn Club at Harbor Inn, $591, and that's it. So it's comparable. FHR can be cheaper, can be more expensive, or exactly the same. So MasterCard, some of the properties on MasterCard is Perry Lane Hotel, 744 Perry Lane. I believe it was, yeah. On the Chase Edit portal, it's 743. On MasterCard, it's 744. So, fairly the same, maybe $1 off, couple cents off. The Ondas is $880 on the MasterCard travel portal. And I don't believe this was on any of the other travel portals. The Hotel Bardo, $794. I believe it was on a bunch of, yeah, it was on a bunch of them. 793, 599, and where is it? 554. So MasterCard is actually pretty expensive for this property. And the Montage. So I believe also this was on a bunch of them. Montage, American Express 794, on MasterCard 791. So MasterCard's $30 cheaper. Capital One $720. Capital One beats them both, and I don't believe they have them at the Edit collection. For Visa, we got the Ondas, so 727, and I believe it was only on the MasterCard, $880. So Visa is actually cheaper for that property, and the Bardo, $639. Bardo, 793. On the Edit collection, $599 on the Capital One, and $652 on FHR, $794. And Visa, we got $639. Oh my God, that's a lot of numbers. Okay, so real quick. So all of this on each and every travel portal, they do have this Hotel Bardo. So Visa, $639. Chase, $793. So that Chase is more expensive. Capital One, $599. So cheaper than Visa. So Capital One's the cheapest. American Express 652, which is cheaper than Capital One's portal, and then Mastercard is crazy expensive at 794. So for this specific hotel across every single portal, FHR actually comes out ahead. To book it direct though, I wonder how much it is comparative. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And for some of y'all that's joining us, this is Gondola. Gondola is almost booking, well, it is almost, well, I guess it is almost booking direct. But every time you book direct, you're going to be getting 3% back on your booking. So it's pretty good value. Definitely check it out. I have a link in the description below. Let me just type it in. Bardo Savannah. Here it is. All right. So booking this direct with taxes and fees, everything included. Some of the cheapest prices, which is usually what they show in these portals, $646, and Capital One was the cheapest at $599. So it's actually cheaper than booking it direct. Pretty crazy, huh? Let me just double check, make sure that I'm not giving you false information. Let me check on Google. Same night. Yeah. Booking it direct is more expensive than booking it through the Capital One travel portal. And with the booking it through the Capital One travel portal, of course, you see here, you're going to get that free daily breakfast for two, which is usually split into two credits, like $35. So $70 total per day, actually. So that's pretty cool. And you'll be getting that $100 Experian credit. You'll get priority for upgrades and early check-in, late checkout if it's available. The only one that actually guarantees late check-in, late checkout, unless they've changed it recently, is American Express. I believe American Express for early check-in, it's if it's available 12 o'clock, and then guaranteed late checkout at 4. So that's pretty crazy. So the Capital One travel portal is the cheapest, and it's cheaper than booking it direct. Plus, also, I don't know if you all seen it, but I got an email recently that says that apparently it's okay, so it's a promotion. So from April to December of this year, if you book on the Capital One travel portal, I believe only for these luxury hotels, you'll be getting a 4th night free. So pretty powerful. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Luke, my boy. Man, we need to meet up, Luke, again. I've been itching to go back into Columbus. Richard Points did a test drive with Points Portal Boost and found a lot of good hotels for 2x. Yeah, actually, I was thinking about it. And, the ultimate minimum that we want to strive for in this, points and miles travel game is 2 cents per point. And Chase is kind of just giving it to you. So I get it. Getting rid of 1.5 on all your points, all your bookings, whatever you want to book for is, harsh. It sucks, but 2 cents per point for some of these luxury hotel bookings might not be too bad, especially if you can combine it with hotel points. So you'll be earning hotel points on top of it. It's not too bad. Trying to get in. Ian's trying to get in on the ground floor as a creative director. When you hit 1 million subs, appreciate it. Trying to make some money of the Mr. Beast money. Damn. 2x via Thompson. Huh. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, the Barrow is Sledge's favorite. Okay, that's good to know. Apparently it's on all the portals, and maybe, Capital One is the cheapest. Hey, Sendo, what's up? don't don't earn enough chase points to afford the edit would have to churn quite a few ink carts to be able to use 2x on that sizable amount. I don't know, man. They're not too bad. Some of them are pretty bad, honestly. But I haven't seen like a completely cheap property yet. Like on, I believe Mastercard. No, yeah, I guess there isn't. There is one in Atlanta, Georgia. We got that Hotel Coley. I believe it was like $150 a night, and you get all those like extra benefits. It's not too bad. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, $187 a night. It's in the Chase Edit collection, and it's only $219 a month. Not a month. That would be amazing. $219 a night, and you get that two daily free breakfast for two, and that $100 amenity credit. Not too bad. Plus, also you will be earning Marriott points. Check out door prices. I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean, Joe. Yeah, appreciate it. Hit that like. Yeah, mine picked up and dropped off. Great hotel. Yeah, that Thompson in Savannah seems pretty cool. I've been wanting to try it. It's lazy. Hey, what's up? Oh, didn't see that too, spot. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy what we're doing here, exposing all these portals. I still can't believe that they hide these. Like, why not just let it out in the public? I remember when applying for that, just doing the calculations for that Chase Sapphire Reserve, I was like, I don't know, like how far can that $250 actually take me? Like, am I gonna have to spend like an extra $1,000 just to use that 250? Is it gonna be a worthless credit? Yeah, Luke, Capital One, they beat all the portals. $170 and $187 a night. What's the issue with the hotel? I don't know. I don't know what the issue with this hotel is because like I was saying earlier, $187 a night with taxes and fees, $219. Plus, you're getting the breakfast credit, which will probably be $60, and you're getting the property amenity credit. That's $160, and you're paying for a $219 a night hotel. You're paying $60. That's like motel. If you do like the effective pricing, that's Motel 8 pricing right there. I don't know. I'll have to try it. I mean, it's not that far away, and I was actually thinking about trying this one, so I'm gonna have to try it for you, QC man. Hotel collection got in Dubai, Hilton Canopy for 50, I believe, euros. I don't know some of these money signs, and it includes $100 USD amenity credit, early check-in, late checkout, all Hilton Gold status. A very good deal on that property. All right, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll look at some of the Dubai properties. I've actually been wanting to check out Dubai. Daniel Turner, check out the Lota in Seattle. Had a great stay there using Capital One. Yeah, we'll check out Seattle as well. So Sledge, what's up? Sledge in chat. It's lazy. So you also got breakfast, Hilton points included too. Yeah, seems like pretty good value. Like, how do they make their money back if they're charging? I assume 50. I'm really, like I said, I'm really bad with these money signs. 50 euros a night. You're getting $100 amenity credit and free breakfast. I believe. Did you put that there? I'm assuming free breakfast. So free breakfast, $100 amenity credit, and then just 50 euros. That's an insane deal. You're coming out ahead. I think at that point the hotel should be paying you, right? All right, so let's go. Let's go a little bit international. Let's go to Melbourne. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. Is that? Huh. I thought I was in Australia, right? Hopefully it's in Australia. I know that's the famous one, not in Canada. Melbourne. Search. Hopefully these are all in the same places too. Oh, I think it's this one. All right, so we got them all pulled up. Oh wow, that's a really nice property right there. $218 a night, like that. Maybe it's just that one photo but that's pretty cool. Very nice property. Let's see if we can get some deals with these luxury travel portals. So on the Chase Edit, we got $328 for the Langham. The W is 322. Wow. So it says 328. I don't know if this is like a glitch or something, but usually for at least the United States bookings, they'll say one price per night and then the total booking after taxes and fees. And of course, they're going to charge you all the resort fees. But it seems like it's the same price. So easy enough. 328, 322. The Pan Pacific Melbourne, $227. Not a bad property to use your edit credit. Wait, hold on. Shoot. That's not an edit property. It's just these two. So it's still not too bad. Of course, you're going to still be paying out of pocket. Also the same two properties. So no, one's different. Oh, this was the one that wasn't in the edit but is in the Capital One. So $229. Wow. Okay. So it's about the same price as booking it on Chase's portal without any benefits, $227. But on Capital One, you'll be getting, $100 Experian credit daily breakfast for two for $229 per night. So not too bad. The Langham, whatever. Well, I don't know. I should be learning to pronounce stuff better, but not today. 556 a night compared to Chase's 328. So the Chase Travel Portal, the Edit Collection, might be a little bit cheaper for this property, specifically on these dates. So it doesn't seem too bad. Almost half the price. So 328 on the Chase Edit Portal versus Capital One is $556 a night. So yeah, it's almost about half. And then this property right here, though, on Capital One's Travel Portal, it's not too bad. And then we got American Express. Okay, so we can do some comparison with this property. $328. So it's about the same as it's exactly the same as the Chase Travel Portal. So exactly the same. Park Hyatt, which isn't on any of the properties. Like I said, I've noticed that American Express's portal has quite a bit of availability. Also not too bad pricing. $255 after taxes and fees. The Crown Towers, $624 a night. The W, $322. The Ritz Carlton at $462. So not too bad. So if you want to stay close to that 200 mark, there's some properties on the American Express portal and Capital One around 229, 255. And this Langham property on Chase, American Express, and Capital One portal, American Express and Capital One is exactly the same. MasterCard, $328 a night. So exactly the same as all the other ones. So it's pretty cool. Crown Tower, $622, and the Park Hyatt is $289, which, we've just looked at the Park Hyatt on the Fine Hotels and Resort. So MasterCard is slightly more expensive than the American Express Fine Hotels and Resort. Crown Towers, $624 on the Fine Hotels and Resort, compared to MasterCard's $622. So $2 cheaper on MasterCard. Roy's Hotel, which I don't think I've seen on any of the other ones. Pretty good value if it's a decent property. I don't know. Based on this one picture, it's hard to tell. 600, no, not 600, $224. So not too bad. So you got some decent options with some of these portals. Visa, we got, pretty decent amount. So we got that Park Hyatt, more expensive than the American Express travel portal. Where is it? 255 on American Express. On Visa, it's 291. So it's about $40 more expensive on Visa. That's interesting. So I've never seen this before. On the Visa portal, there's like this like golden medal with spoons or forks or something. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's an extra thing. Maybe it is worth it. Maybe it is worth paying an extra $40 for. Probably not, but the Royce Hotel, $225, which was on the MasterCard. So it's exactly the same Visa and MasterCard. United Places Hotel, 385. The Linlaw Hotel, 225. Softel, 241. So it seems like you want some like more cheaper properties that's available and still has that credit. I believe all these have the credit. Pretty sure. If you want those premium benefits, yeah, premium benefits included, you might be looking at the Visa luxury hotel program. All right. So do they share all one? No, it doesn't seem like they all share it. Other than Langham, which was actually same price across multiple portals. So three on the Chase Edit collection, it was $328. Uh, Capital One 556, American Express 328, Mastercard 328. So Mastercard, American Express, and Chase exact same pricing, cheaper than Capital One. Unfortunately, I know you wanted Capital One to win, Luke, but not this time. All right. So what's? I didn't. I wasn't looking. I didn't change the screen. Darn. Well, let me just scroll through this real quick. So, this Langham, what I was talking about for the longest time, $328. Capital One, most expensive. American Express, 328. Mastercard, also 328. And let me just scroll through some of these so you can see. I can't believe that I missed changing the screens out. So Chase for Melbourne doesn't have too many options. Capital One also doesn't have too many options. American Express has quite a bit. MasterCard has about four, and Visa actually has quite a bit if you're wanting to stay around that $200 mark. All right, switching back to the chat real quick. And hopefully I don't forget. Yeah, that's what Anthony was telling me. You really like that property. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully it'll be better than that. DC Hotel you did with that FHR wasn't too good. At least this won't cost as much. Yeah, that Pendry, I was really upset because Anthony and CJ during that time was staying at the Waldorf, and they got really good value, really good benefits, and it was cheaper than the Pendry. So I was pretty upset about that. Okay, so that's euros. Basically $55. So earlier, It's Lazy was talking about property in Dubai. Just for $55, still got the amenity credit, $100, and free breakfast. So pretty good value. Ask Amex how they make money out of a property. I don't know. I don't even think American Express is issuing those credits. It would be up to the hotel, I would say. I would assume. I wonder, is there a casino under that property? Because, a lot of hotels in Vegas, they'll be a lot more cheaper, but they'll be making back their money from the casino. You end up in Abu Dhabi, I recommend checking out the Conrad. Amazing property in the highest towers in Abu Dhabi in a fair price. All right, good to know. Appreciate it. It's FHR too, so. Hungary. Got some points boost for a good amount of hotels in the Bay Area, Northern California area. Pretty good. Yep, I forgot to share my screen. Pan one. The Price Park Tower in Tokyo used to be in the MasterCard luxury property for $250, so not too bad. $300 a night. $100 hotel credit, pretty good price for Tokyo. But I look again for this year and I can't find it anymore. Yeah, sometimes they just don't have those properties. They'll just get rid of them. Josh, Calvi, always doing the heavy lifting with this community with the comparison videos. Yeah, I don't know. I just really like it, and I'm glad you all like. I'm glad that you like it also, Josh. All right, so let's see. All right, I'm gonna change back the screen. I definitely got it this time. Let's see. Let's check out Tokyo. Tokyo is definitely a really good spot, especially here going in April for the cherry blossoms. Why not Tokyo? So what are you all up to this weekend? Any of y'all any of y'all dealing the same problem with me? I got the Chase Sapphire Reserve, but I don't have the physical card. Trying to find some places to stay that's, fairly close by, but can use that credit fairly decently. I might end up in Atlanta staying at that $187 property. To use that edit credit, $250. So I think I'll be like about $100 out of pocket for 2 nights. All right, got that typed in. All right, let me get a drink of water and then we'll go through this. Oh wow. Lazy coming in with euros. Oh, that's pretty cool. Super chat, appreciate it. I don't know how much that is in USD on top of my head. I'm assuming like $15. So, pretty good. That's 2 coffees. So you can feed my coffee caffeine addiction. Except I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. So, watching your videos since a while. But I think this is my first live stream. Thanks for doing the work for the community. Yeah, anytime. I appreciate it. And appreciate that 12-15 spot. Uh, yeah, I don't really live stream too much, but I just thought this topic was so interesting that, uh, a lot of people complain: are these pricings like really different? And it's just interesting to actually see what it is. Especially, like I said, they should just push this out into the public. Like when you're deciding on the card, especially using these credits, it's important to know. Especially this property right here, $2,000 a night, and I'm assuming that's, yeah. There's a dollar sign, U.S. dollars, $2,000. Oh my god. Uh, so this property, $2,000, Shangri-La, I believe, $1,000, and Four Seasons, $1,000. For this other Four Seasons, $1,000. All these are on the edit. Can you imagine booking these hotels and then you have to stay 2 nights? It's crazy. $1,476 for this palace, I believe. The Tokyo edition, 1,339. And we got the Strings Intercontinental, a little bit cheaper, $538. Ritz Carlton, $1,498. I'm just looking at these and just crying inside. It's like a lot of people's rent, like a 1 bedroom apartment in a decent mid-sized city. Oh my lord! I I lived in DC for a little bit. My 1 bedroom near the Pentagon. It was just like 10 minutes away. A lot of DC apartments are expensive, but we were paying $1,700 a month. And just looking at these prices, I don't know. I can't stomach it. The Kimpton IHG, $710. The Bell Star Tokyo, $1,215. So not if you're a budget traveler, definitely nothing that you could probably book or I could probably book, honestly, or want to book really. I think the cheapest one would be this 538 Intercontinental. So you're using the Chase Edit credit, about $1,000, $250 off. So that's $750 about. So about $700, $800 still that you have to pay out. Pretty crazy. This could be the summer, why these prices are so expensive, but I don't know. Maybe it's always this price. I definitely know if you're going to be using points, using them in Tokyo is actually a really good sweet spot for a lot of these places. Tokyo Station Hotel, 788. Bell Star Tokyo, 963. Shangri-La, 880. And this one, 708. So this one's a little bit cheaper. I believe this one is on the Chase Edit. So Shangri-La, 880. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot cheaper. What on the Chase Edit portal? It's $1,110 compared to the Capital One portal, which is $880. Any other properties? Let me see real quick. This one is on the Chase Edit portal, $1,215. $963 on Capital One. So this one's cheaper. That one's cheaper. I don't think the other two are on Chase Edit though. Let me see. Yep. So comparing it, Capital One is definitely beating Chase in Tokyo. For American Express for Tokyo, we got the Grand Hyatt at $712. The Andaz, $1,045. This $1,309. Shangri-La, which we've had on the other ones, $1,109. So almost actually the same as the Chase Travel Portal. Yeah, $1,110 compared to American Express's $1,109. So if you're wanting to save a little bit of money, maybe you'll have to apply for the American Express Platinum card to save you $1 compared to Chase. John Tokyo, $1,570. This one, $2,003. I don't know. I'm just so sad. $888. That's a pretty good number. Very good look in a lot of Asian countries. A bunch of eights, but not good for my wallet. Ritz Carlton, $1,493. Conrad, $762. And the Prince, $776. This hotel, which I think is the most expensive hotel we've seen yet, $2,874. The Palace, $1,472. The Four Seasons, $1,778. And the Bell Star, $1,036. Mandarin, 1,300. $1,132. I'm getting a little bit tired saying 1,000. It's really, really big word. Four Seasons, $1,135. Tokyo Edition, $1,393. This other one, 13. Are they the same? No, I don't think so. I believe they're in different districts, but they're the same price, $1,393, and this one that's not available. So very expensive hotels. Definitely FHR, like we've seen a lot more variety, a lot more different hotels that they offer. Yep. Let me see. Let me compare some of these that we've seen. I believe this one. So let me see. Where is it? No, that's not the same. That's not the same. Bellstar, yeah. This one's the same. Pool. So on Chase's edit portal, it's $1,215. On FHR, it's 1,036. So a lot cheaper on the American Express FHR portal compared to Chase's edit portal. Almost $200 extra. So your edit credit is basically wiped out if you wanted to stay at this $1,000 property. MasterCard for Tokyo. No, I didn't change it. Tokyo. But I did type it for Visa, so let's go through that real quick. Grand Hyatt, which was on the FHR, one of the first properties that they showed, $712 on FHR. On Visa, also has this gold medal badge, $565. So a lot more cheaper to book it using the Visa Infinite collection compared to FHR. $200 cheaper. The Palace, 1,167. The Ondas, 759. This one, Penis, I don't know. $1,036. Bell Star, which we've seen. $960, which was, how much was it? On FHR. Yeah. So FHR, 1,000. On FHR, it's $1,036. On Visa, it's $960. So you're actually saving a little bit more over Visa and definitely way more over compared to the Chase Edit portal. Quite a bit, like $300. The Executive Zen Hotel, 922. Conrad, 500. That's not 500. Wish it was 500. $753. Shangri-La, which we've seen a couple times, 877. Let's see real quick. Comparative. Shangri-La on FHR is 1,009. And on the Chase, it was 1,110. So it was just $1 off compared to booking it with the Visa Infinite collection, which gives you premium benefits, $877. So you're saving like $300 just booking it on a basic Visa Infinite portal. So you're wanting, I know that's a problem with a lot of these luxury travel credit cards. They'll give you these credits, these coupons to use, but ultimately, sometimes it works out, sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's about the same. But not having those coupons that are forcing you to use these credits on their specific portal might actually be saving you more money. They have the Kimpton in Tokyo, 711. Mandarin, 2,180. $2. The Fairmount, $881. So on MasterCard, we got this hotel, 1309. The Edition, 1396, which I believe is about the same price as the other ones. The Ondas, which I remember was on the FHR portal. This one on MasterCard is $817. Let me see real quick. So on FHR, it was $1,045, but on MasterCard, it's $817. So almost a $200 price difference. The Okra Tokyo, $891. The Capitol Hotel, $591. The Prince Gallery Tokyo, $779. Ritz Carlton, $1,496. Grand Hyatt, which was on FHR, $715. I think it was actually the same price. Oh, FHR is actually $3 cheaper at $712. Grand Hyatt Tokyo. Wait, do we go? Yeah. So Conrad 952, Weston 630. So not too bad, I guess, compared to all these $1,000 hotels. So Tokyo, fairly expensive. I don't know. All right, back to the chat real quick. QC man, is the edit credit like FHR where you can book for the stay for far out, or do you have to do the stay before next month as well? So, from my understanding, with using the edit credit, you have to use it on prepaid bookings. So, you should be able to use it just like FHR to book something far out in advance. Or, to be honest, I'm a little bit screwed. I haven't received my wife hasn't received her Chase Sapphire Reserve yet. So, we're still waiting for that to be able to book something in the Chase Edit portal. But I think we should be able to book something far out. I'll definitely make sure and let you know, depending on what happens. It's lazy. The first thing, if they push it hard, more people hear about it and more people use the credit. And I guess banks don't want that. Yeah, I can see that. Josh, do you plan on checking out that fancy new travel designer? Yes, actually. So I was thinking about it. I don't know what you all think about this, but I first of all, I kind of wonder if it's different. So, with Stan having the Ritz Carlton card, we actually tested his JP Morgan concierge, and it wasn't actually too much different from the Visa Infinite concierge. I really wonder if it's about the same, if it's like the same group of people. And that's what I a little bit wonder with the Chase designer program. Is it just going to be like a Visa Infinite concierge, maybe a little bit more of a smaller dedicated team? But we'll definitely see, and we'll compare it to the best, the MasterCard concierge. Tokyo. Chris, so Chris got some decent value on Bonvoy points for July, not the height of the market. Yeah, I definitely heard with points. And now that I'm seeing it, with points might be more of the sweet spot compared to cash bookings for Tokyo. But that would be exciting. July, is it too hot in Tokyo in July? I wouldn't. I'm not sure actually. Spending 10 days in these hotels in Tokyo costs life savings. Yeah, it seems like it. That one property, $2,000 per night. I can't, I don't, how do they make money? How do they get enough, I don't know, rich people to stay in that hotel every single night? $2,000. Jeez. Capital One Premier also gives hotel loyalty. So QC Man asks hotel loyalty. So maybe I'm mistaken. Don't super quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I've stayed using the Capital One travel portal, the American Express travel portal, Mastercard, and Visa, and they all are earning point bookings. And it well, like for also this hotel portal, Gondola, like I've been saying for a little bit, you'll be earning 3% back, and you'll be getting direct pricing or really close to direct pricing and 3% back. So definitely check it out. But all these options, you should be able to earn points on top of the credit card points and on top of the credits. Is that Ritz, Josh? Is that Ritz Tokyo be priced in yen? I believe they use. Yeah, I kind of thought that a lot of these properties would be priced in yen, but I see dollar signs next to it, and if this, I'm hoping this is in yen because what is that, about like $200? I don't, with that dollar sign, I don't think it is in yen, unfortunately. So very expensive. Just better to book it with points, I assume. It's lazy. Isn't the credit at least for a 2-night stay? Yep. For the Chase Edit portal, you do have to book 2 nights, so that's definitely a lot limiting, especially if you're going to be staying in Tokyo and you have to shell out multiple thousands of dollars. Jose? Is there a list of edit hotels somewhere other than searching and filtering? Let me know if you ever find that list. I tried looking for the same thing, but I personally never found it. Tokyo, I'll burn some points. I am paying for that to create a hole in my pocket. I don't blame you. Jeez, like these prices for these hotels, like paying it straight cash. I know there's some we're looking at luxury hotels right now. I know there are some like capsule hotels, some other cheaper hotels that you can probably find for like $50, $150 a night. But I assume if you want to stay in a pretty nice hotel, kind of enjoy yourself in Tokyo, points might be the way to go. Especially, I've heard Hyatt points are pretty good. Um, you can get 5 cents per point. I've heard, so pretty good value for Hyatt points there. Prefer hearing 100,000 than $1,500. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, even though it's kind of funny, 100,000 points. How much is that in cash value? Let's put that dot $1,000. So, 100,000 points, if you converted it straight to cash, would be $1,000. Slightly cheaper than $1,500, but definitely a lot easier to swallow when someone says you will have to only pay 100,000 points compared to, yeah, hey, you have to pay $1,000. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. So sometimes the price difference meant room difference as well, especially when it's a couple $100 difference. Like you may get the base room for the Conrad at 800 for Mastercard, then at FHR it's $1,000. So I could see that. When I was looking at a lot of these websites, when I do my own personal bookings, usually the price that they put out there. Um, is the base room price, but let me just double check it real quick that we're comparing the same thing. So a lot of these portals have the Shangri-La. I don't think so. For FHR, I don't actually have the American Express Platinum card, but it is public. All you have to do is type in amextravel.com and then type whatever city you want. And the FHR properties and the pricing should show up. But unfortunately, we won't be able to go any further than that. I don't think they have the Shangri-La on MasterCard, and they also don't have it here. So we'll check it for Capital One and Chase. So we got a deluxe city view for King, 1,100. And for Shangri-La, let's see, for Capital One, a deluxe King. So Premier King, sorry, Premier King City View. So I believe those are the same rooms. Maybe no. This is a premier room. This is deluxe room. Deluxe room is $1,110 for the deluxe view room for on the Chase Travel Portal, compared to Capital One's is $879. So what were they saying? 800. So when you look straight onto the portal, it says $880, and then when you look onto the portal, when for Chase is 1,100. Let me see, 1,100. Chase deluxe city room, $1,110. Yep, $1,110, and then for Capital One, $880. And that's what they also show for this, $880 for the same exact room. So that's what I've seen. Of course, depending on the circumstances, I could definitely see them showing you different prices. So let's see what we got next. Hey Brad, what's going on? Yeah, I don't do too many lives, but I'm here now. I really thought that this would be an interesting topic to do live. Shoot me some of your destinations where you would want to see some of these luxury hotel properties, and we can just compare them. It's lazy. 700, $800 for a hotel should be all right, but $1,000, but not $2,500. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. That's rent. That's mortgage for a lot of people. All right, so we went over Sydney, Tokyo. No, wait, we didn't do Sydney yet. So let's do Cindy. Cindy Albee Way. Australia. Not the best speller in the world. Cindy. Australia. There's a lot of like Australia places that are also in Canada as well. Pretty interesting. It's kind of like how America has all those famous European cities like Paris, Kentucky, London, Kentucky. Cindy. All right, I believe we got them all set up. All right, let's go over it. So in the Chase Travel Portal, the Edit Collection, actually not too bad of value. And this one, the Shangri-La was $1,000 in Tokyo, but it's only $289 in Sydney. So not too bad, especially with the Chase Travel, the edit credit, $250. Yes, you'll be paying an extra $289 on top of that, but if you're wanting to get pretty close to $200, maybe visit Australia. This Four Seasons too, and the Four Seasons is actually very nice. I thought it was just kind of the thing where it's like the Four Seasons is kind of like the Olive Garden. It's just like, oh, it's that place that everyone goes to, but ultimately when you do go there, it's not that great. But Four Seasons, there's really good. I stayed at the Four Seasons in New Orleans. It was only $300 a night, so I'm like, I have to try this. But apparently in Australia, you can try it too. Four Seasons, $296 a night with all those Chase Edit benefits. Plus, also with the points boost, it's only 14,000 points, so not too bad. So that was Chase's travel portal, just two options. Capital One, we actually have a little bit more options. We got the Intercontinental, $287 a night. We got the Langham. Oh, okay. So this is like a chain, I assume. $535 a night, and the Shangri-La at $324, which the Chase Travel Portal actually had that at $289 compared to Capital One. Capital One not looking a little bit more expensive than the Chase Edit Collection. For American Express, we got the Softail at $272. The Capella, $566. Crown Towers at $618. Four Seasons, not bad. $296. I can't believe the Four Seasons is actually cheaper than a lot of these properties. Langham, $556. Shangri-La, $289. W Cindy, $318. Park Hyatt, $827. Intercontinental, $272. So, like we've seen, FHR definitely has a lot more luxury properties that are in the program. Some comparisons. So the Shangri-La in Sydney, $289 on FHR. On Capital One Travel Portal, $324, and then on Chases, we got $289. So $289 versus $289. So exactly the same. And I believe there was one more property that I remembered that was the same, the Four Seasons. Four Seasons, $296 on FHR, American Express's travel portal, and Four Seasons on the Chase Edit is 296. So exactly the same. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. American Express FHR and Chase Edit, exactly the same. Capital One portal was actually a little bit more expensive for some of these properties. All right, so now we're looking at MasterCard, which has a lot more different hotels. We got the Fullerton at $227, Sheraton, a Sheraton, like Marriott. Wow, that's crazy. I don't really deem them as like luxury properties, but as long as you're getting the credit and everything, it's not too bad. $214. This property, which I believe was on Chase, no, where was it? Yeah, here it is. On FHR, 566. On MasterCard, it's 564, so a little bit cheaper. Intercontinental, $272. On, I believe it was here on, no, it was Capital One. The Intercontinental was $287 on Capital One, but MasterCard, it's 272, so about the same. No, Capital One's about $10 more expensive. Capital One's not looking too hot. Four Seasons, 295, which we've seen on a lot of these different portals. Shangri-La, 289. Crown, $615. W, 317. Langham, 477. Park Hyatt, $824. So Shangri-La and Four Seasons definitely are on a lot of these portals, so we'll definitely check them out here. Visa, we got that Langham, $480. Kimpton, $215. Shangri-La, $291, and the Softel at $274. Definitely, Sydney has a lot more cheaper luxury hotel travel options, so might be doing a stay over there. 200 and no. So Shangri-La is on a multiple different portals, so let's compare those prices. 291 on Visa. MasterCard, it's 289. So let's see. It's about $2 cheaper on MasterCard. And I know the Chase and American Express portal for this hotel in the Shangri-La is 289 and 289. So same price. So the Chase Edit, the American Express Fine Hotels and Resort, and the MasterCard are exactly the same price for this specific property. And even though Visa has this property, it's a little bit more expensive. I'm kind of curious what the price of it is like direct. So let's see. Maybe it's just easier to type it in. How do you spell it? Shang. Oh my god. Shang. H. SAH. What the heck? La Cindy. Huh. Anthony's like FaceTiming me. What? I don't know how to pick up the call, man. Send. This one? Huh? What do you want me to do? Anthony, what? Hello? What? Oh, appreciate it. You need to be in here, man. All right. Anthony caught me, and I didn't share my screen again. So the Shangri-La Hotel in Sydney. I can't. I'll just find it on Google. Shangri-La Cindy. It's 200 and well, that's direct booking is $212. So I believe the cheapest was yeah. The cheapest on all these portals for direct booking is $289, but on Google for this direct booking straight from this website is $212. But I'm kind of curious, is it after taxes and fees? Yeah, Anthony's always catching me. $278. So if you book it direct on the website, it's 278 compared to 289. Of course, if you book it direct, it's not going to be. You're not going to get those extra benefits. So fairly interesting. So Cindy, real quick, since I didn't have it on the screen for a long time. So this is properties for Cindy. So not too bad properties, 289. And some of these on Capital One. Capital One's fairly expensive. Chase and Amex is actually about the same. Some of these properties, Four Seasons, not too bad. W, Park Hyatt, Intercontinental, not too bad. MasterCard, a lot of properties in Cindy for MasterCard. And the Sheridan, which I was really surprised with. And this is for Visa. So not too many options on Visa. A lot of options on American Express. A lot of options on Mastercard. Comparative, they're all about the same. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying in the chat? Oh, Xavier coming in with the 10 spot. Appreciate it, man. Is the skulls for not sharing my screen? I'm so bad at this. I need Anthony to be on the screen, but he said he's coughing, so he can't be. Oh wow, Xavier, what are you doing? $20. Appreciate it, man. Oh, you have some deep pockets, man. Maybe you should be booking these Tokyo hotels for $2,000 a night. But no, don't do that. I really don't do that. Be using those points. Yeah, that's what I kind of seen. So this is back to Brad's. No, not Brad. Who is it? Back to this saying that sometimes the prices don't show on the portal that base price. Now sometimes I do see that, but most of the time it usually is the cheapest. So appreciate it. Lazy. You gotta upgrade. The only real difference, yeah, with FHR, it's 4 p.m. guaranteed late checkout. Hi, what about IHG Hawk? I'm not really sure what you're referring to. So about IHG, it really just depends on the city, depends on the dates, depends on the portal. Hey Sylvia, Sylvia, you're actually one of the reasons why I decided to get the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or at least for the first year with that welcome bonus. Um, I was just thinking about it, and you're like, treat your lady to somewhere nice, and I'm like, you know what? We have a couple of places to book. Might as well, use the travel credit and get that welcome bonus as well. Try it out for a year. Yeah, I forgot to share my screen. Four Seasons top notch, mostly everywhere. So I'm obsessed with staying at Four Seasons. Yeah, after we stayed at that Four Seasons in New Orleans, like my wife constantly wants to go back to like a Four Seasons, just anywhere. I'm the worst. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Anthony. He's been sick for almost a week now, so definitely send him positive vibes to Anthony. Yeah, I really need someone to be on this call with me. Just, yell at me when I'm not sharing my screen. Toronto, Canada. Yeah, we can check out Toronto. I've stayed. So one of my favorite properties in Toronto, actually, I stayed at a couple, just some basic ones, just high Regencies and stuff like that. There was that one boutique hotel. I can't really remember the name of it, but it was pretty good value. Also, I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was kind of close to downtown. Not too bad. But my favorite stay was at the Marriott in Burlington, Toronto, and that was pretty nice. It had a massive shower, like it's the shower the size of like a bedroom. It was pretty crazy. Josh, are these on Capital One's Premier Collection or are these just on the standard portal? So the ones that I'm showing right here, where they say Premier, I believe if you don't have the Capital One Venture X, they won't appear on the travel portal. So I believe that you do have to have the Venture X to actually see these bookings. Yeah, I I need to double check. I need to look over to my second screen. Oh, Sylvia, I'm thinking about applying for the CSR. Definitely let me know how that goes. Definitely the data point from my video shows that if you're holding the Chase Sapphire Preferred, it's an automatic denial. You can have both Chase Sapphires, but I don't know if it's a glitch or anything, but definitely multiple data points that you can't hold both and get the bonus. So definitely a bummer there. All right, so I'm sharing the screen this time. We're going to be looking at, so we did Sydney, we did Tokyo. We're going to do, let's do Dubai. Definitely on my bucket list. Anyone doing anything fun for July 4th? Like, I feel like it's a big anniversary year for America, 250-year anniversary. My parents are coming over, but we're not doing anything too much. All right. So we got Dubai all loaded up. Oh, wow. What the? So if you get the Chase Sapphire Reserve, if you're having a Dubai trip, definitely check it out. So this edit, on the edit, I don't I don't know how they make money. So it's $111 US, yeah, USD. It's at the Taj. $111 with taxes and fees, $139. So if you were to, do that 2 night minimum with the Chase edit credit, that's fully covered. You don't have to worry about paying anything extra. Maybe, let me see, 100 to maybe like $30. That's definitely not too bad. Dorchester, 506, so a little bit more expensive. This hotel and residence, $167. I believe it was Lazy who said that. It's Lazy that said that Dubai is fairly cheap, and I'm seeing it. Ritz-Carlton, $292. Uptown, $114. So with the taxes and fees, $142. So if that's 2 nights, about like $280. One and only Palm, 734. This property, $567. Atlantis, $840. This I don't know what the heck happened. This property, which looks really awesome, that's pretty cool. $867. And wow, this one's, oh wait, shoot, that's not in the edit collection. So that's all for the edit collection. I think the cheapest one, 142. This one. So the Taj, $139, and you get all the edit credits. I don't know how they make money. You get free breakfast for two every night. It says it right here, and you get that $100 amenity credit. That's insane. Capital One, we got the one and only, $441. This one, $986. One and only Palm, which I assume is different. $599. Atlantis, $693. Sirio, $221. Not too bad. Definitely not as cheap as some of the Chase Edit so far. This property, World Islands, which I've heard is really cool, $814. The one and only, a different one, I assume, $428. And this one, $985. So maybe they overlap with some of these properties. Definitely the one and only, I think. But there's no real cheap ones compared to the Chase Travel Portal, which is really interesting. So maybe the Chase Travel Portal isn't that bad, guys. FHR. So we got the Park Hyatt, $203. Definitely not too bad. And especially at a Park Hyatt, geez. One and only, $424. This property, $322. Atlantis, $847. This property, wow. This is most expensive property, but it seems like it's worth it. Wait, hold on. I think it was on the Chase's portal. Yeah, Chase's portal, $867 compared to FHR at $1,406 for the same property. So almost double the price, really. This World Island Resort, $656. Shams, $906. One and only Palms, $739. Land Dorchester, $505. Waldorf Astoria, wow, $205 in Dubai, all for Waldorf Astoria property. The base price was $163. Wow, this one's even cheaper. The Al Tabor Palace, $165. Armani, $480. $550 for this property. $572 for this one. $285 for the Raffles. Ritz Carlton Dubai, $355. There's a lot of these properties. I'm starting to run out of breath. Banyan Tree Dubai, $539. St. Regis, $203. St. Regis, $288. This resort hotel, $822. Ritz Carlton, $258. Waldorf Astoria, $288. Mandarin, $639. Raffles, $322. Four Seasons, $622. This other Four Seasons, geez, $355. The Biltmore Hotel, it's $2,440. This one, $472, and that's it for at least what we can see. So not too bad of properties showing on FHR. Definitely a lot more selection. You have different price points and some cheaper options as well. So not too bad. MasterCard, what we got here? So we got the Park Hyatt at $202. A lot of these American properties are actually really cheap in Dubai. Sheridan's $168, and they're still giving you like amenity credit, breakfast, and everything. That's freaking insane. 400 in this one and only 415, 25-hour hotel. There's only 24 hours in a day. $125. No way. That's ridiculous. What the heck? Does it come with? Okay, so sometimes with these Mastercard properties, they don't come with the full $100 credit, or they don't come with specific benefits. So you definitely want to double check and make sure. But what the heck? $125, and you still get breakfast for two, $100 amenity credit. I don't know how they make money. Our early check-in, late checkout. Wow, that's crazy. Ritz Carlton in Dubai, 257. Waldorf, 239. JW Marriott, $171. That's insane. The Palace at $204. Let me just see real quick. Exclusive privileges at the JW Marriott for only 171. It's not showing up right now. This property 859. This expensive property at 1388. Let me see what it is on FHR. I remember it was expensive, but I thought it was like, oh, okay, so it's about the same. 1406 on FHR Mastercard. It's a little bit cheaper at 1388. Atlantis 833. One and only $463. So I don't know. If I'm going to Dubai, I'm not paying with points. I'm paying with cash. And I'm going to be using these luxury property hotel benefits too. Might as well, right? So on Visa, we got this beach resort, only $298, and it looks fairly nice. Let me pull it up real quick. If it'll load. It's not loading. It's fine. Armani Hotel on the Visa is $470. This Uptown, $122, and it still comes with all the premium benefits. It's a little bit less. It's $25 for food credit. Okay, it finally loads. Yeah, look at how insane this property is. Like, can you imagine sitting on here and like looking out? That's pretty. I want to go to Dubai now. That's awesome. Yeah, you're right. It's lazy. It's a pretty good value coming out here and using your luxury hotel benefits. Taj Exotics 225. This Taj, which was on the Chase, 109 on Visa, but in Chase it was 111. So it's not too much of a difference, about like $2 difference. SLL Dubai 204. Nikki 351. Address downtown. That's a weird name for a hotel. 261. Waldorf Astoria 218. Raffles 229. Park Hyatt $162, so not too bad. Waldorf Astoria 231. Palace 245, and the Conrad, which is a really nice property with Hilton, $123 with the on Visa, and you're getting those benefits. So pretty insane. Yeah, you're right, man. What's going on here? Yeah, Dubai. I saw some of the comments in the chat. Dubai for next meetup. Might have to. Especially too. I think some flights to Dubai actually aren't that bad as well. Yeah, you're right. Properties. I really don't know how they're making money. Oh, Flying In. Hey, so I met Flying In at a FinCon, and unfortunately, we didn't get to talk in person. We met through a friend with a friend, but definitely next time we got to do something together. property I told you about is Amex Hotel Collection, so it's even cheaper. Wow. But if you're booking with the hotel collection, you're also getting a little bit less amenity credit, right? And you have to book 2 nights for it. I don't know, man. Some of these FHR properties, these luxury hotel properties, where some of them will, yeah, some of them you only have to stay 1 night, might be worth doing, especially if you're getting the $100 credit instead of, no, with the hotel collection, you're getting $100 credit. I think you just don't get breakfast, or at least some of them. The rules are a bit iffy. Yeah, you're right, Sylvia. Creator meetup in Dubai. The isn't the same. Oh, okay, so it's a little bit different. Okay, hotel hopping. Hey, I'm down. Crazy. Yeah, right. That's what I was talking about. It's crazy that some of these hotel brands are so inexpensive in Dubai compared to the United States. Yeah, you're right. Yep. So Lazy paid points for his and their flight, but for hotel paid in cash, got that $100 credit. Definitely the move. If those statuses were in the states, we're talking about minimum $700. Yeah, yeah. I don't, I don't know. How do you make money? I kind of want to go to Dubai, go to like a hotel manager and go like, hey man, how do you make money? Taj and Conrad are Amex Hotel Collection, so you need to change your selection to 2 nights for them to appear on the Amex Travel. Yep. But hey man, you can also get the Conrad Dubai on the Visa Infinite portal for only $123. So maybe that's the move. Dave, Davo, what about a Motel 6 in Abu Dubai? I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like $2 at this point. But, for paying an extra $98, I'm going to be staying at the Ritz Carlton. All right. So let's see some of these. I believe Anthony wanted to see this place called Lake Garda in Italy. So let's check it out. All right, I have the screen. I'm trying not to forget. Let's check it out. I know some of these other European countries though, they're probably more expensive. Especially Paris. Some of these I was looking in Paris for a little bit, and they had terrible value for a lot of these hotels that didn't look that great, but they were wanting to charge you quite a bit. Apparently you can just go to Connecticut, Anthony. You don't have to go all the way to Italy. It's a waste of money, man. I can't find it. That's one problem I have with the Mastercard travel portal. A lot of the times you can't just search things. The search isn't that great. But what really matters is the benefits that you get from it. Huh? So there's only one property. All right. So hopefully I typed in everything right, and hopefully this is the right place for you, Anthony. But nothing on the Chase Edit portal for the Capital One travel portal. We got 2 properties. We got this Vista. If you're, I know you're a big baller on YouTube, Anthony. Now, $3,000 a night. I can't pay it, but maybe you can. And this Lifa hotel, $1,000 a night. Definitely, Italy is a place to use your points and not your cash. For FHR, we got this property, Lido, $930, Grand Hotel, 1,038, and that's available for the same dates. Mastercard, we only got one that kind of looks like it's just in someone's house, really, for $626. It might be the nicest property, but I don't know. I don't know what you all think, but I if I'm spending $600, I'm not staying here. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not staying here. Look at how puny that TV is. Like, it's so small. They have an up. I don't know. Maybe it's the charm of the room, but I wouldn't pay $600 to stay in this hotel. Personally, my opinion. For Visa, we only have one property and it's $696. So I believe out of all the different booking options, uh, you yeah, I guess if you want a really cheap stay and you want it in the luxury hotels, it's going to be through Mastercard at this sketchy luxury property for $626. I don't know, man. I don't think I don't think Italy will be a good option to use these luxury hotels. Trying to change locations. Abu Dhabi, yeah, we'll put it on there on the list. You never steered me wrong yet. I know it's Luke's one of Luke's favorite places to visit as well. Hey Joshua, what's going on? If you have time, can you check Mexico City? Of course. For you, anything. Especially, I don't know. I really appreciative of you, Sylvia, for pointing out. Maybe just get the Chase Sapphire Reserve, try it out, treat the lady, right? Boston, Dubai stopover for a couple days, $500. Not too bad. Paris, Milan got some crazy prices. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Points, definitely points. Oh, Deva, Mexico City is getting a new Park Hyatt. Pretty exciting. It's lazy. I live in Germany, so it's closer to me. Fly to Paris, spend more time, spend the day, fly 2 hours home, fly back to Paris in the morning. Wow, I can't believe. I know, like we kind of romanticize Europe in America, and just hearing like you can go to Germany to Paris in just 2 hours is just kind of crazy. But if you think of Europe as like United States and like you're traveling to each in different state, it kind of makes more sense in my head personally. Oh, Anthony, that Vista is a small luxury hotel collection. Pretty good value. 100K Hilton points according to Anthony. So yeah, the sketchy luxury hotels. I don't know. I don't know who would be staying there and paying $700. It's lazy. If you ever go to Dubai, combine it with a trip to Abu Dhabi. It's like 3 hours away, but totally worth it. Definitely good to know. Appreciate it. Mexico City, one of the places where Sapphire Tables is at. Yeah, I was looking at Sapphire Tables, and there was actually quite a bit of places in Mexico and a lot of places in Canada. So pretty good, interesting. All right, so we're done with Italy. So you know what? Let's go. Let's do it, lazy. Let's go to Abu Dhabi. Dhabi. Oh my gosh. Wait. Let me share the screen. I won't forget about that. Oh god. Abu Dhabi. Time is it? 8 o'clock. We've been going on 2 hours now. Abu Dhabi. Oh, search. Dhabi. Oh my lord. Budhabi. All right, easy enough. All right, let's start with the chase side of things. Wow, yeah, Pretty inexpensive place. Oh well, there's only one edit one. I was like, if this one is on the edit, that's insane. $65, 60 $78. And if they were to give $100 credit, that would be pretty insane. But it's only one property for the Chase Edit portal, and that's at the Four Seasons, $242, or total 292. So definitely not too bad, especially for a Four Seasons stay. For Capital One, we only have one option. It's stay at the Rare Desert Resort, $985. For FHR, we got a lot more different options. Luxury Resort, 285, so not too bad. Definitely, if you have the American Express Platinum card, that $200 credit covers most of that stay. St. Regis, 595. Um, Emirates? Huh. Is this owned by no Mandarin? So it's owned by the Mandarin. $632. Rosewood, Abu Dhabi, 269. Four Seasons, 292. St. Regis, 201. Wow, that's really not bad if you're trying to use that hotel credit. Ritz Carlton, 302. Conrad, which also is surprisingly in the FHR properties, $184. Yeah, there's pretty good options for FHR compared to the Chase Edit portal, which only has one option, and the Capital One, which has one option and the most expensive option. MasterCard, we got the St. Regis, $200. Wait, hold on. FHR, 200. Oh, wow. So MasterCard, wait, is it in this different place? Maybe. Maybe it's different properties. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming it's the same. St. Regis, $200 on the MasterCard versus FHR is $595. Um, MasterCard, the edition by Marriott, $233. Um, the Island, 607. Ritz Carlton, 433. Shangri-La, 192. So it's definitely some cheaper properties, but definitely not as cheap as what we were searching before. For Visa, we got a Park Hyatt for 380, Conrad for 150. This also Desert Resort, which actually looks pretty cool. Can you see that? That's pretty awesome. $450. Shangri-La, which is $157, and the Fairmont is $150. So not too bad. I think they're all about the same pricing. Let me see. Shangri-La, 192. So Visa is actually cheaper if you want to book this property, 157. So you'll be saving about like $50. There's nothing else that I remembered. St. Regis? No, that was with the other. That was with FHR. All right. What are you all saying? If you go to Dubai, always combine it. Mexico City. Oh, congrats, Jace, on the Chase Sapphire Reserve today. Booked a Novo Hotel in Barcelona. Pretty cool. I actually stayed at the Novo Hotel. I haven't made a video on it yet. Definitely in the works in Atlanta, Georgia. It was pretty fun. It was pretty nice. Definitely, I don't know if it's that property, or if it's Atlanta in general, but the food at the Nobu Hotel that I was staying at in Atlanta wasn't that great, and it was very expensive. So we had that $100 amenity credit to use, and we could barely get a feed two people with it. So definitely difficult. Points with Philip. Hey, what's going on? Just came from Luke's. Oh, I didn't know Luke was live streaming. I didn't see that. Hope you weren't planning. It's lazy. Hope you aren't planning to book any hotels the upcoming days because of dynamic pricing and cookies will be inflated prices heavily tomorrow because of the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Points with Philip. Oh, it looks like Abu Dhabi is the Las Vegas of the Middle East price wise. Actually, comparative, we just took a look at Dubai, and Dubai has a lot more cheaper properties. So definitely, if you're trying to use those luxury hotel credits, definitely take a look at Dubai. Acme Acres. Did you look at Nashville in Miami? Oh, Nashville or Miami yet? Not quite yet. So definitely wanted to add that real quick. Nashville, Miami. Um, yeah, Davo. St. Regis, cheapest I've ever seen. Hey, Filmo, what's going on? Yeah, we're still. I might be having to start and quit soon. I'm starting to lose my voice just going over all these prices. Hey, Ian, what's going on? Back again. So lazy. So basically, you're reserving the FHR with a $200 credit, $100 food credit. You're getting paid to stay there, and yeah, it seems like it. How are the deals in Sydney and Melbourne? It was it was decent. I think it was around like 250. Is about between the portals. It was almost about the same. All right, so let's look at one of the next requests was Seattle. Let me let me make sure that screen's changed. Seattle. Actually, let me look at Nashville real quick because that might be more relevant to me. I know I'm a little bit selfish right now, but it might be a little bit relevant to me because I have to book that travel portal credit with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and Nashville is the closest one to me, especially with the Sapphire tables. It's a 2 hour drive, so not too bad, but hopefully we can find some pretty nice hotels there and see if the Chase Edit portal isn't too much uppriced. Okay, so we're looking. Well, let's start doing the same thing. So the Chase Edit, we got the one hotel in Nashville, $561. Pretty expensive, especially if you're doing that 2 nights. Now I'm missing those Dubai prices, man. Virgin Hotels. I've stayed at this property before under Mastercard. Mastercard definitely went above and beyond. They gave us a plate of cookies. They gave us some waters and everything. Everything complimentary. It was really nice. The hotel, on the other hand, I personally wouldn't stay there. Not that interesting. It was slightly dirty as well. However, they did give us when we asked, they did give us a 5 p.m. late checkout, which was pretty interesting. Four Seasons Nashville, 685 dollars, and the hemorrhagic this hotel, $569. So all fairly expensive hotels, especially if you're trying to use that edit credit. You could be out quite a bit, almost $1,000 just to use a $250 credit. For Capital One, we got Noel, $358. I think it's pretty decent. The One Hotel, 451, which we saw on the Chase one, is 561. So definitely uppriced by almost $100. And this hotel, $480. What was it? 569 on the Chase portal. So definitely up price quite a bit, $80. We got the Virgin Hotel as well on the Capital One travel portal at 359, and the Virgin Hotel on Chase's travel portal is 401. Uh, so about $50 upcharge. I kind of noticed the Chase travel portal doesn't do as well compared to some international stays with these other portals. For FHR for American Express, we got, well, I didn't type it in. Update. So we also got that one hotel, $614. So it is actually more expensive than the Chase Travel Portal. We got the Conrad at 398. We got the Four Seasons at 685, which on the Chase Travel Portal was 685. So same price. Um, Luxury Hotel Collection Nashville's 453. This farm in $1,000. Jeez, it might be fun though. I'm not sure if I would pay $1,000 for it though. Um, Hemorrhage Hotel, Hammer, whatever, $568. On this one was on Capital One, it was 480. For American Express, 568. So, and I think it was on here, yeah. On Chase, it was 569. So Chase 569, Capital One 480, American Express 568. So about the same price as Chase. Booking it on Capital One is actually a lot cheaper. For MasterCard, we got 569. So what was it again? 560. So it's about the same price as Chase and American Express. We also got the JW Marriott in Nashville, 410. Four Seasons, 686. We got the Thompson, 428, and the Conrad at $397. And for Visa, we only had the Conrad at 339, and comparative to MasterCard, it is cheaper. So MasterCard 397, for Visa it was 339. So $60 more expensive on MasterCard. So that was Nashville. Ian, what are I've got dining recommendations for Barcelona if you're on Discord. Okay. Oh, dining. Okay. So, Ian, what you're asking, what is the overall verdict? Is the edit on par with other portals or higher priced? And so far, depends on the city. For Nashville, we just checked. The Chase Edit portal is definitely a lot higher, but for some of these international ones, it's about the same price. Depending on the city as well, it's also about the same price. So it kind of really just depends on where you're going. But definitely, I could see some properties are really overpriced. Points of Philip. Has anyone stayed at a Virgin Hotel, had the red card, and intrigued by that free night you get with it? So, actually, I stayed at a Virgin Hotel. It's not terrible, but I feel like it was kind of like I stayed at the one in Nashville. If that makes a difference, I felt like it was kind of plain. Didn't really give that many benefits. It was slightly dirty. So, personally, I wouldn't stay in there. Definitely if it was at a different city, I might would want to try it. I don't know, guys. I don't think I have enough in me to continue anymore. But we have a couple more cities left. I'm going to, if you all haven't seen it yet, it's on my channel. I'll have a post, and I'm just gonna, type in a couple averages into that post, and I think we're gonna call it here at night. So I appreciate you all being here, definitely on a Thursday night. So I know you all have you could have been doing anything else, but you were here, especially some of you all through the thick of it. Appreciate all the super chats. It's lazy. I'm really losing my voice here. Xavier, appreciate it. Yeah, and I appreciate everybody being out here. And I think I'm gonna have to end this stream, unfortunately. Definitely set if you need any more cities to be looked at. Just put it in that post, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And